Here I am beside my house, scraping out a few dead bees from this mouse guard that's clogged up with the bees. Not too bad though. And I probably could have left it alone, but I didn't. Because I was here and I had nothing else to do, so why not? So, anyway, just look at this bee here. It's one of several bees that look like this. This is a tiny little bee. It almost looks like a baby bee or some kind or something. It's a fully developed bee, but it's just tiny, almost like miniature honeybees. And I see these around my hives a lot. And I think it's from two things. One of the reasons I have small bees, I would say, is that I have a lot of old brood comb in my hives. Dark, almost black comb that's just hard as anything. It's not soft, it's really hard. And over the time, those cells that the bees are raised in become smaller because there's just cocoons and other kind of debris inside those cells that they develop in. And over time, the bees clean it out as best they can, but over time it does impact the sides of the cells, and the cells get smaller. Subsequently, the bees developing in those cells get smaller. So that's possibly something that's going on. And the second thing is I have a lot of foundationless comb in my hives. I throw in foundationless comb instead of comb with foundation these days, as much as I can, because I'm just sick of foundation. I'm sick of everything to do with it, sick of waxing it, sick of buying it, and the bees seem just as good without it, so why do it if I don't have to do it? And I'm not going to get rid of all of my foundation frames anytime soon, because there's just too much of it, but when I need to replace a frame, I put in foundationless comb. Anyway, if I can. And when the bees build in foundationless comb, the first thing they do is they do tend to make drone comb, but they do switch to worker comb eventually. And when they do make worker comb inside the foundationless frames, they make smaller cells. They just naturally seem to gravitate towards making smaller cells. And the bees that come out of those smaller cells are smaller. They're smaller than they would be if the combs were built on plastic foundation that have a preset size to the cells imprinted on them, and the bees will build off of that. And that preset size is usually larger than what my bees seem to want to make or would make on their own. So it's a combination of two things. It's the bees making smaller, naturally making smaller comb and giving me these really, to me it just seems like little tiny bees, but that's the bees that they want to make, I guess, compared to the stuff that they would make on plastic foundation. And I have all this dirty old comb that I'm probably going to cycle out eventually, and I try to cycle that out as much as possible. I don't worry so much about chemicals and pollutants in my comb being in the old comb, because we don't have that in Newfoundland. We don't have industrial agriculture with all kinds of chemicals and sprayed on everything around here, so it's not so bad around here. So I probably can keep the old comb around as long as I like, but I think I am going to get rid of it, just because, well, I get rid of it as soon as it gets brittle. There's a point where it just gets brittle. That's usually when I get rid of it. I have a lot of comb out in storage, and when I go through that comb in the spring, most of the comb is usable and it's nice and soft and totally fine, but you can see the old comb, some old comb just gets brittle. You touch it and it just gets brittle and just, it's no good. And when it gets brittle, that's when I get rid of it. That's not exactly a system that I have, but that's sort of what I do. Anyway, that's my big thoughts for today. These bees are in for a big one. This is my polyhive. I'm not going to get one of these, well, at least this particular design of polyhive again. Back here I've got a old homemade top cover covering the back end of the hive here, where there's a sort of the solid portion of a screen bottom board there, but it doesn't, there's still a fair bit of ventilation there, so I cover that up just to get the cold wind out of it. And we'll see how it goes. It's freezing, and we've got, I think, 50 centimeters of snow coming starting tomorrow night. But even if it gets buried on my regular hives, I'm not going to worry too much about it, because snow, see this is the kind of snow we're going to get. It's going to be nice fluffy snow like this. We're not getting rain like we usually do, and that stuff is porous. The bees can breathe through that, believe it or not. It's not blocking their ability to breathe through these holes, or for air exchange through that holes. It'll slow it down, obviously, but it doesn't. They can still do fine with it, even in my wooden hives. So that's it. I'm just going to let that go. Let them get buried. Who cares? They should be fine. I'll probably, clear it when I can. I don't worry too much about that anymore. I used to worry more than I do now, but now I know what I need to worry about and what I don't. And I don't think I really need to worry too much about that. So this is it. This is the nice calm before the storm. Good luck, everybody.